Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm out in North Dakota, finally here. You guys can see what we have so far as of today. Got all the conduits in, got the transformers, they're being installed, disconnect, got excavators of all sorts out here, getting this farm completed. So if you think that's interesting, you know what to do. Hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel, go to Crypto LLC.org if you're looking to buy or sell some miners, you're looking to set up a mining operation, or you want to jump in with us in North Dakota and get yourself a slot here. And before we get started, Bitcoin saves your wealth and Jesus Christ saves your soul. So I'm using my other camera, not my GoPro. Hello. And I'm showing you guys around. So we're going to have containers running along these conduits here, and those helical piles that I was always talking about past couple of videos, had to get the counties go ahead for these helical piles. Basically they're drilling right into the ground, 15-20 feet in the ground with a hydraulic press, I think it is, and basically we're going to be welding on these L brackets to the containers. So the containers would be sitting pretty close to these helical piles, and then they have to be welded down, and that's to basically anchor them, have a basically like it's like a building. They're trying to classify them as buildings, and it looks like it's just for tax purposes, not real logic behind them. Again, our containers weigh like 30,000 pounds. So you got the other side over here, and then conduits. So conduits, we have 2 cabinets per container, so we're going to have double run for each cabinet. So you got 2 conduits over there that are going to be pulling the 750 kc mill, 2 conduits over here for the second cabinet, and then we got networking. Right, we got networking coming in, got fiber optic cables running between these containers. Also, we're gonna have some lights running along as well, because we're gonna have lights. They're gonna be installed like around the perimeter, so we're gonna be running those as well. Then on this side, again, 2 conduits per cabinet, and it has its fiber optic cable. And over here we got 2 more conduits. You can see no other conduits other than those 2, because no internet coming in on this side, just on that over there. You got your negative. This is like a, what they call, it's like a bolt down, where they're basically grounding the container. That's what that's for. Helical piles, these ones need to be redone a little bit. They are going to be moved over there, so these will be redone, so you guys get the general idea. And then in terms of transformer disconnect, here's our transformer pad. Look at the size of this thing. It's ginormous, right? It's huge. You know, look at the thickness of that cement on these transformer pads. Are huge. And here are all the conduits they're going to be pulling from our container, right? The 750 kc mill going to 3 containers per transformer. 3 megawatt transformer. You guys can see. So we're gonna have over here, we have our phases here. So you guys probably watching our YouTube videos from our Washington farm, you guys would see us open the door for our transformer over there. It's very, very similar. You got your neutral, ABC, and the lugs here, or basically we're gonna have bolts. These are not the threaded type like on the other transformer in Washington. These are just going to be bolts from the sides here, clamping down, and it's going to hold down those 750 kc mill connections. So for both sides is basically going to go. So we don't need one of those plates. Usually you have like a plate if you don't have enough holes, but these default plates that come with this transformer already have, or the paddles basically, these are called paddles. So these paddles already have enough holes where we don't need to do that. So we're just going to terminate here directly on those holes there with bolts. So you guys can see 3 megawatt transformer. And here are some helical piles that are pretty much ready to go. We can set our container on these helical piles. It's not going to be directly over the helical piles. It's going to be set between them, and then you have a bracket, an L bracket shaped, that you can kind of adjust your container left to right, and then you'll have your L bracket and be welded onto that helical pile and then welded onto the container. So then basically we can shift it a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right, whichever way we want to go. For this this helical pile, these conduits here, it looks like it's going to be shifted to the left side, you know, be a little bit like you know, a foot or more, a little bit away from those conduits over there, as well as those helical piles on that side down there. So here's some of the equipment we're using out here. These giant excavators. And I'll show you guys our disconnect. So here is the disconnect. So you got power coming in. I think it's compartment 1. Maybe it's the opposite side. But basically got power coming in from one side, and then the other side has the same exact configuration. That's where the power's coming out. And then you have one spot, or basically one area that you actually work with. You don't really open this up anymore after it's completed. So you got power coming out here, compartment 3. But you have just one spot right over here where you would be messing with this, you know, once in a while. So what is this for? This is for if you have like a transformer that went bad and you need to fix, you know, repair it, fix it, replace it, whatever you got to do. You can turn off the power to all of the transformers, because all the transformers are going through this disconnect. So you're going to have this lever here. So we open up this hatch, it's got a lock, we open the lock, we open this hatch, and then we twist this lever and we can turn off the power to all 3 transformers. And this thing can actually hold more than just 9 megawatts, 8 megawatts. It can hold more than that. It has, let me take a look here. It has 600 current there. So 600 at 25,000 volts. So you do the math there, it's more than 8 megawatts. So technically it's a larger size disconnect, and we could have put more, but the power lines do not support that. So that's maximum power we can get out here is the 8 megawatts. All right, now let me show you guys the containers and give you guys a little peek there. Actually, before we go over there, I'm showing you guys where the disconnect will be placed. You can see here, this is where the disconnect will be placed. And the connecting point coming out here, that's for the primary meter. So that's coming from the primary meter. So this connect is placed right here, all connected. They're probably going to fill it with something, maybe not, I don't know. But you guys can see that. And let's walk over to the primary meter and show you guys the primary meter over there. All right, so this is the primary meter. It's going to be placed here. Again, our power company has still not come out and done their work. They were supposed to do it a week ago, but I don't know, I guess something came up, or their scheduling was off, or I don't know, maybe someone called in sick. But for some reason, they still have not installed the primary meter. So basically, they'll be coming out here. You see that pole right there? They're going to take power from that location right there, put another pole here, right, connect it, bring down the power to this conduit. There's going to be a primary meter, and then that primary meter is going to then feed into this conduit and continue on. And there's already conduit underground here, all the way down to our disconnect on that side over there. So that's how that's going to work. So once it's done, we'll have some nice videos for you guys with the primary meter completed, connected, and ready to go there as well. And here are our containers. So we're going to be installing just 5 containers to get our occupancy permit. We had a hold up with the other 3. The manufacturer was late on the delivery of those 3 containers. So we had to change our plans here. We're going to be installing just 5 for the time being until those 3 arrive, and then we're going to install those. And basically we have to do the same thing. You saw our helical piles. We did it for all 8 containers, and we have conduits for all 8 containers, and we do have 3 transformers for all 8 containers. So we have all of that, but we cannot get delivery of those additional containers. So we're just going to be installing these 5 for now. So you guys get a general idea. By the way, this is not, damage to the container or anything. This is just temporary plastic they put on for the shipment process. So we'll remove that, throw that in the garbage. They come with these emergency exit doors. You can see this. This is required by the fire inspector and their codes and everything. It's for emergencies. If there's a fire inside, there, you don't have to open a lock. You can just hit the door and run out, right? There's a fire, you hit the door, you run out. That's what it's for. Then you guys can see our containers here. So these are very, very high quality containers. It's a reputable brand. These are pre-built. And these are some of the containers we can provide to you, by the way. So if you're looking to get yourself a container, take a look at this one here. And you can basically get the same exact one. We did some modifications for these containers. We removed the exhaust fans. We moved these shelves further towards the exhaust. That gives us more room to walk. You see how much room we can walk at, right? We moved the cabinets on this side so we can provide more space for miners. Their default layout is the cabinets are on this side. So we moved it over here. We moved the miners closer to the exhaust. We also reconfigured some of the PDUs because we needed to have as many slots as possible to allow us to run something in lower power mode. Not like full power, low power mode, but like just a little bit lower. Maybe you slow down your miners by 10% to get some additional benefits and efficiency, but not like full low power mode where you're cutting 50% of the power. So you guys can see the quality build. It's really good quality. You guys, it's a nice thick steel. It's all painted, nicely welded. You have your switches here, 24 port switches. You got your C13, so they connect directly into this PDU over here. Bam. So, you know, solid build. We tested these shells out for like S19s, S21s, S21 Pro, and S19 XPs. And they all fit perfectly. So if you're wondering about that, they do all fit. This piece over here will be removed. This is like just their default. It comes with the container. It doesn't really add, you know, any cost to the container, really. You know, so we're just like, okay, we'll take it, but we're not going to use it. Maybe we'll use it for something, but not as of right now. But technically, these are made to isolate the miners. But they did make a mistake on these though, because they are isolating the miners, but the PDU is basically blowing into the back of this. I don't know if that's an issue for PDUs or not. Maybe that's not such a bad thing. But anyway, that's just a thing you would want to know if you're going to be purchasing these containers. If you wanted to keep these pieces, then you want to adjust it where it's for the fans and the PDU as well. All right. Then we have, you know, various supplies that come with these containers. You got the roof set up here. So I'll go outside and I'll show you guys the roof. But this is how the roof is being held up, and also a way to anchor or slightly close the roof or slightly open the roof. You know, if you want to kind of direct you know, not have like a flat roof, but have it like a little bit slanted there, you can do that. But basically these are just the accessories you need to set up your roof. And just general layout. See that door over there? Again, same emergency exit door. So you exit like that. You got your emergency exit lights, also required by the fire code to get these certified for occupancy permit and all that. So we check everything, check all the boxes. We got everything ready to go here. Power coming in. You guys can see power. All the PDUs are coming from this cabinet. You got two cabinets. Let me walk over to this one. There's more light over here, and I'll show you guys. So here's your main switch, and you can turn off the whole entire cabinet at once, switching it to off. You got your electrical diagram over here, and you have your breakers. All of these breakers are UL listed breakers. This big breaker is UL listed. So everything's good to go. The only thing you do need to do is for some states, and for North Dakota, we do have to do this. And maybe for your state, you might have to, maybe you don't. But you have to get UL, your cabinet has to be UL listed. And these cabinets are not. These cabinets are not. The components are, like the breakers are, the big breaker is, you know, all the wiring is, all that stuff is all good to go. But the cabinet itself as a whole is not. So what you need to do is you have to call out a field certification. You have to get a accredited company, which we work with one right now. Actually, he's coming out here Monday, and he's going to field certify these. So he's going to lock into this cabinet. He's going to run his test to make sure that it runs how it's designed to run, and then he's going to put I think a sticker or like a certification number on it, And then that'll make it that the cabinet is good to use in North Dakota. So you have to do it for all the cabinets. And we have 2 cabinets in each container, 5 containers. So you have to do it, you have to run these tests 10 times. Each cabinet comes with a meter. You can see this meter here. So this is how we're going to be writing up the bills for our clients here that are working with us for their meter usage, right? They have 2 meters. So if they have 1 container that's just for them, we're going to bill them by these meters, whatever the meter says. And then we, at the time of reading, we reset the meter, put it back to 0, and then the meter starts up again. So that's how we're going to be setting up the bills there for our clients. And again, it's just 2 giant meters for these panel boards here. Here's more information. And also the company that made this cabinet is right over there. So they use various parts. You know, some parts are like, they're basically sourcing parts from various companies. Like you can see here, this is a KLS power distribution unit, also from China here. But some of the other parts could be from some other company. So they have a mix of things. Yeah. Also, these containers come with lights. You guys can see the lights at top. You see how the conduit's all run in steel encasing, all by the code. You know, high quality build. You can see really, really nice. Also has a light switch when you walk in, bam, bam, on, off. Yeah, and then the exhaust. So the exhaust, again, you remove those pieces. Those are temporary pieces on the back. You remove those, and you're gonna have the air blow out like that. So let me show you guys what we plan on building in terms of our air filtration system. You know, it gets pretty dusty out here, windy and dusty. You got all this dirt, so you want to protect your miners from all that garbage. So this is the exhaust area here. Actually, no, this is the intake. Is this the intake? Yes, this is the intake. Let me go to the other side. Oh wait, just mix myself up. Actually, the intake is where the filter will be installed. So we are going to be doing standard 4 feet from the edge of the container. So 4 feet out here. This is about 4 feet, just like this. And then 4 feet from this edge out here, right? So that's how it's going to be placed. And this filtration system will step out, and also the roof will have, you know, it's on top of it's also going to have that filter. And basically, it's going to filter all air coming into the container, right? All air that's coming into the container, coming into those miners will be filtered. We're going to filter out all the bugs, all the grass, all the you know, tiny even bugs, because the filtration system is that same blue polyester filter that we use at our Washington site. It's that same high quality blue polyester filter that filters out dust. It literally gets absolutely everything, even dust. It's not those bug nets, you know, or those cheap filters. It actually gets absolutely everything. So we're gonna have that. And then for exhaust, right on that side, we will be also installing, not right away, but we will be installing the same filtration system. The reason why we're doing that, right, is not because we're trying to filter air. It's actually to prevent snow and high winds. So we don't want, when the winter time comes and it's, you know, high winds and it's snowing and the snow is flying at an angle and trying to get into our exhaust area, even though we're blowing out the hot air, it's still going to try to get in there. We're going to have that blue polyester filter built out for the exhaust as well, and that'll stop everything. That'll stop the snow, that'll stop, you know, whatever's trying to get into the exhaust. So that's one way we're thinking about protecting the miners all around. So basically, when the farm is fully completed, you're going to have this great, nice, you know, box almost around the whole entire container, other than the entrance, you know, and the exit of the container is going to be encased, and so that all the miners are really, really protected from all elements: snow, rain, wind, everything. And that'll really, you know, not only is that great just for everyone, for our clients, you know, but it's also great for just like the reliability of the miners, right? If they're not getting hit with so much dust and so much garbage, they just last longer, right? They break less often and all that. So yeah, so that's pretty much our containers here. We plan on installing these containers like tomorrow. We're gonna have our contractor come out. He has to level some of those helical piles. And when he levels those helical piles, we can install our containers. So tomorrow, hopefully by the end of the day tomorrow, we'll have 2 of these containers placed in their permanent locations. They'll be placed in their permanent locations. And then I'll show you guys, hopefully tomorrow, I'll create some more videos for you guys or maybe Friday, and go over, the plans for that, and kind of give you more in depth. And maybe we'll remove some of these temporary intake and exhaust blockage there. So it'll just look prettier when that's removed. Yeah, well, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys like it. You know what to do. Like, subscribe. And again, if you're looking to get yourself a megawatt here, that's still available. So you jump in with us here. This should be completed probably, realistically as of right now. If we get like the final electrical inspection done like next Wednesday, so that's going to be like in a week from now. Today's Wednesday, so in a week, if we get our final electrical passed, then hopefully we can get the occupancy permit that Friday. So if that works out, that'd be great. But again, who knows what happens, and hopefully there's no more hiccups. Hopefully our power company comes out here and puts in their pole and puts in the primary meter over there. Again, we're all hoping on that. So hopefully it works out. Well, that's going to be it. Until next time, goodbye.